Alright, so this is going to be a simple road crossing game, sort of in the style of Frogger, except much simpler. So we're just going to do some basic HTML here to start us off. And we're going to have a road with lanes. And it's going to be, let's go with 2 lanes, then 4 roads. We could do 2 roads and 4 lanes, which would in some ways make more sense, but I think this will work out just fine. And let's give this some style up here. So, not going to do anything fancy for images or anything like that. We're just going to give it a simple background of green. Height of, so an even 10%. And now we should get something up over here. Okay. And I think I forgot we need a grass to start with at the bottom as well. So the roads are each going to be, give them sort of a gray background. 20% each, that should add up to 100. Then each lane, thanks to the flex, we can just make these height of 50%. Give them a slightly darker background. And some margin will show that road beneath them. Now we could add some sort of like yellow crossed border, you know, sort of a dotted border like a road sign, but I think we'll skip that for now. Probably don't need this, but I'm going to throw it in there anyways. And %. And make sure there's no clipping, so we'll add that. And let's see how we're doing here. Oh, we're not there yet. There we are. So this is going to be our basic game state. And now it is on to the JavaScript. So we need, don't really need an onload here, but we'll put it in anyways. And hero, let's give them a location, 5095, and a direction. Okay. Now we need a game loop. Could do, request animation frame, but we're not doing anything complex here. We don't really need it. Let's do this at 15 frames per second. So HTML string out. It's just my personal notation. Not the best necessarily, but works for me, so we're going to use it for now. And we're going to add div units. So now let's add some unit styling here. And some for the hero. And we have to set, let's add a second layer. That'll keep us from gumming up anything else. Just going to call it main. And we can set that to another layer. Ooh. Won't do any good if it's on layer 0. Give it a position. Should do the same for the units. And then we add our HTML string to main. And now we just have to add some styling here. And that is going to be keep it simple. And we are getting somewhere. Next up, need some mobs. And we will auto-populate that in a semi-random fashion. So let's go with and a random road. Next up, we could add a type, but we're just going to keep them all the same type. So, let's see. And we're going to have it obey traffic laws. So this one doesn't need a y-axis, just need the x. So this is checking if it's 0 or 1. This might end up with British direction, but that's fine. And we're going to loop through the mobs. So I'm going to add location. And we got to give them a location, so let's initialize this to 0, 0. So we're going to set these to the left. So slightly off screen. And to set the Y, we've set this up so that it's going to be pretty simple to add this up. So that's going to be lane times 10, because these are each 10% wide, plus road times 20, plus that initial 10 up here. And I think we need to add 5 to get it centered. And we probably want to, so that we don't have to deal with subtracting half of its height and width, we can just say translate and these are not going to show up right now because they're all off screen, so we better deal with that. Let's see how we're doing. Not quite there yet. Let's add some percentages here. Checking. Let's check and see what's going on here. Let's see, lane. Here we are. Oh, and here's what we forgot. Need to add new mob. And there we are. So now we just have to add some movement. So then we're going to set hero.dir to and remember the y-axis is reversed in computer programming compared to most math. So that's why that y is negative there. It's going to go simple ASD. And now we should have movement. Oh, gotta add a and we're going to multiply this by 5 or possibly by 10. Let's try that. Yeah, because then it'll jump one complete lane. That should work. And then we're going to set and we're just going to take a little shortcut here. It's barely even a shortcut. And now we have some movement, but we need collision. Also, got to make sure these spawn again. So if that's going to be greater than 110, we're going to go splice that right out of the array. And if here's where the collision is going to be. And we're going to check if that is less than 25. Which is that 5 times 5, our percent width and height. So it's just the same as, Pythagorean theorem there. Ooh. And if that happens, we're going to set our hero.loc back to the original state. And have to set that to mob.splice I1. Okay, and let's see if they keep spawning, and they do. It's a good sign. So now we just need a win condition. So is less than 10. Let's give that a little bit of styling. It's going to be put on another layer, I think. And okay. And let's offset that a little. And finally, let's speed these guys up some. Alright, let's see if I can do this. And there we are. A simple road crossing game. And if you make this yourself, you can try adding in some images, some other animations, or possibly multiple levels. So I hope you have fun. And if you make something, try and leave a link in the comments.